What up, Facebook? It's D Jeff, the Doctor of Sports. As you know, got my Lions hat on for the draft today. I know it's a lot of upset Lions fans out there. Not necessarily upset, but just really don't understand what's going on or what they're doing. I'm here to give you some perspective of what I believe they're doing. We're gonna start with the Jahmyr Gibbs pick. When they announced that pick, my mouth was wide open, just like everybody else. I never expected them to take a running back. First of all, they traded back from 6, which I was okay with. You know, if you only like Jalen Carter or the other guys that were sitting there at 6, the DBs, then yeah, trade back. But I never expected them to take a running back at 12. But what that tells me is what I've been thinking for the last few months, is that when they signed David Montgomery and they let Jamal Williams go, that DeAndre Swift, who's going into his 4th year, which is the last year of his rookie deal, of course, he get a 5th-year option. They're probably not going to pick up that 5th-year option. So, and DeAndre Swift is hurt constantly, so chances are he's not going to be a part of what's going on for the Lions' future. I don't know if he's going to be traded during this draft. I don't know if he's going to be traded during the season. But he's gone. Also, with the suspension of Jameson Williams, they needed another deep threat. They need another home run hitter. They don't have any speed guys on the outside without Jameson Williams. They got rid of DJ Chark. So Jahmyr Gibbs give you another option. He's a hell of a receiver out of the backfield. You can line him up as a receiver as well. And it gives you that speed, that home run hitter, so to speak. Now, as far as what everybody believed the Lions needed, which was defensive line help, I understand that they got ate up in the run game, especially in that Carolina game late in the season. But let's just think about what they've done in the last couple of years. And I said this months ago. I said it probably during the season when I was telling people, they don't have to draft any defensive tackles. Okay, so look, you got Charles Harris, Aiden Hutchinson, Aquara, and Houston, Charles Harris, Aiden Hutchinson, Aquara. Those are your edge guys. All good guys. James Houston only played 8 games last year, had 9 sacks. You know Aiden Hutchinson is going to be good. So James Houston, Aiden Hutchinson, edge guys. Charles Harris, a veteran guy who's very good. And then you have Aquara, who, both Aquara brothers actually, but I believe the Aquara brothers can switch in and out on the edge. So you have a good pass rush. So they couldn't get Will Anderson. They could have got Nolan Smith, but it is what it is. So they have edge guys and they have depth. Now, in the middle, this is where everybody was upset, because you had Jalen Carter, Kancey, you got Brian Brzee out there. You got a lot of guys out there, and everybody thinks the Lions needed to clog that middle with defensive tackles so that we can stop the run a little better, or with linebackers. Well, I think we did that with Jack Campbell at 18. He's a hell of a linebacker. He a throwback, yes, but the man can play flat out. He can tackle. He's a tackling machine, and he's going to help stop the run. Now, here's the situation with the defensive tackles. I told y'all, I tried to tell y'all 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, the Lions not drafting a whole lot of defensive tackles. You know why? Because they used the 2nd-round pick and the 3rd-round pick back-to-back in 2021 on 2 defensive tackles, back-to-back. Y'all remember that? The kid from Washington, Levi Onwuzurike, whatever his name is. Now, he didn't play much last year. He was hurt. So you have him, who is a 2nd-round pick. He has to produce. I'm sure the Lions believe he's going to produce now that he's going to be healthy this year. And then you have Aleem McNeil, who they drafted in the 3rd round that year. So they took defensive tackles, 2nd round, 3rd round. This is their 3rd year. They got to play. They got to produce. And if they don't, then you have to replace them next year when they're on the last year of their contract, just like DeAndre Swift. So defensive tackle, Yeah, although everybody believes it was a need, obviously Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes don't believe that because they already got defensive tackles that they believe in. Now, they also re-signed John Comiskey, who was a damn good player late in the season last year. They also re-signed Isaiah Buggs, who was a damn good player late in the season last year. Last 10 games of the season, the Lions was ranked in the top 10 in defense, with the exception of that Carolina game. But what did they do? They got DBs, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They got Jack Campbell now, Malcolm Rodriguez, all those guys that love to tackle. So they can make tackles. They still got Buggs, Comiskey, McNeil, Azuruke to clog that middle as defensive tackles. They didn't have to go out and get defensive tackles and get the edge guys because they have them. They have guys they believe in. And that's the thing about the draft. We can all say what we want about who we think they should take, who they shouldn't take, who we think will be a good fit, who we don't think will be a good fit. Well, these guys drafted these other cats, and they expecting them to play. And we got to trust it. We got to trust it. So I'm not overly concerned. I'm underwhelmed because I didn't expect what they did. But am I upset by it? Not at all. Not at all. We got two good players. They're very good players. We just wish they wouldn't have gotten them when they got them. But why does that matter if they're good players? You got them guys for the next 4 years on rookie deals. Do we expect the Lions to be winners, like big-time winners within the next 4 years? Hell yeah. And if it don't work, it don't work. But if you have a high grade on the guy, you go get him. It's that simple. You just go get him. You don't succumb to what the fans think. You don't succumb to what Mel Kiper think. You don't succumb to what Todd McShay think or these other people who think they know. You rely on your scouts. You rely on your talent evaluation, and you rely on what you believe you can do as a coach or as a GM, and you do it. And Brad Holmes has proven that he's capable of finding gems and getting guys in the draft. So, hey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, welcome to the D. I'm cool with it. I'm going to wait and see what they do, and hopefully they produce like Kirby Joseph, like Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know what I mean? Guys who they drafted, people was like, who? What? I know last year when they drafted Kirby Joseph, I was like, huh? Yeah. Kirby Joseph proved to be very good. So, hey, it is what it is. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, I trust you guys. Go Lions. Fans, it is what it is. If you're a real fan and you had hope before this draft, nothing should change because you got good players. You might not have got the players you wanted or the players you think they should have drafted, but you don't know shit. I don't know shit. Nobody knows. Even Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and the guys who made these picks, they don't know. It's a crapshoot. Nobody knows until you get these guys on the field and you put them in a position to win and make plays. It's that simple. But is Jahmyr Gibbs good? Ask yourself that. When you watched him play at Alabama, were you impressed? When you watched Jack Campbell play at Iowa, were you impressed? Because I was, and I watch a lot of football, and I know football. And if you know football like I think y'all know football, then you should be cool with these picks. It's that simple. Go Lions. Round 2 tomorrow. Got 2 picks in round 2. 3 picks in round 2, I think. I don't remember, but how I remember we got enough to make a difference. We got enough to make some shit happen. So, go Lions. Let's get it. NFL Draft 2023. I ain't mad. I ain't tripping. You shouldn't either. D. Jeff, Doctor of Sports, over and out, my guy.